Hi folks, I'm here with Jacob Dick and we're doing an interview today with his racing mower. We got a sponsorship this year, so I guess without further ado, we'll get into the questions. So Jacob,
Yeah.
what got you into racing motors?
I've been into racing for a long time. I remember the first time I went to the racetrack. We went to Michigan International Speedway. My uncle took me. It was probably 1999, and seen Dale Earnhardt run out there, and that was really what hooked me into racing. And I've always been interested in racing after that. And we just never really had the money to afford doing any big time racing for sure. And but it's always been my dream. So we started. Was it 2008? I think it was. My mom's boyfriend got me a lawnmower to mow the yard because I just don't think he wanted to do it. so he was like, mow the yard. So I ended up finding out they were racing at a city around here. They raced them on the baseball diamond. He just brought the mower and
Did the bases?
did the bases,
Oh, yeah.
left the deck on and everything. And so he got me that. And then from trying to sign up for that, we found out there was an actual league that raced, and they were called the Rough Riders, and they raced in Mulligan and Charlotte, and did some races in Rives Junction. So we got signed into that. I was only 15 at the time. You had to be 16 to race at the time, so we fudged my age on that. And they were just like, the guy who ran it was just like, don't get hurt because you'll have to be 16 to do it through the insurance that they had at the time. But so we ran that whole first year when I was 15, and that was when I first started doing it. That's how I got into it.
Oh yeah.
It was cheap at the time. I traded in the mower that he got me to mow the yard and a couple $100 and started racing.
Nice. So when was your first win?
The first time I won was the last race of that first season, which would have been 2008. 2008 was my first season, so that would have been the last race of my first season. I went the whole year. We'd raced basically every weekend in Ohio. We raced in Indiana. We raced in Michigan. We raced Friday night, Saturday night, sometimes Sunday afternoons in Ohio, and didn't win all year. And then my first win came in the very last race. They had like a big pig roast race. It was like a Halloween race. They had hay rides and stuff, and we won in that last race. So that was pretty cool to wrap up the first season winning one race.
Was there any funky rituals you do, or any pre-race
Well,
mantras you do?
all
before
right,
you-
so in 2008 for that race, we raced all those races all year and didn't win. And I remember we left the house, and I get almost to the racetrack, and I start complaining because I forgot to brush my teeth. That was the thing. I forgot to brush my teeth, so I complained about it the whole day. Like, oh, I didn't get to brush my teeth. And my mom's boyfriend was like, oh, just deal with it. It's not a big deal. Well, we ended up winning that race. So now every race that I go to, I don't brush my teeth before the race. That's my ritual now, which is weird because I've lost a lot of damn races not brushing my teeth. But hey, that was the first one. So on race days, I don't brush my teeth. It's odd. It's odd for sure. But
All right. What was your first championship?
the first championship we won was in 2010, which was about my third season. We started racing full time at the Speedway in Jackson Speedway. Ran the full season down there, and that was won my first championship down there that season. That was in the stock class, number 56, and we ran. Yeah, that was my first championship was that year. We won 4 races that year, and it was a pretty crazy season down there. But we only raced down there for one season and won, so that was pretty cool.
Is there a purse or anything? Is there money in this?
It depends on where you go. Most of our money comes from sponsors. Sponsors basically pay for us to race every week. But as far as like purse money at the end of the race, they try to stay away from it because you are on lawnmowers. They do go. A lot of the classes go really fast, and then people start killing each other out there racing for money. Right. So a lot of tracks that we've went to that did pay, it's everybody, no matter where you place, will get the same amount of money. Like we've raced at 986 Speedway before, and when you race there, like everybody got whatever to show up, kind of like just tow money just to show up, as opposed to paying for position,
Right.
more to put on a show. Because if not, people they get crazy. Yeah.
What was your most memorable event?
Obviously the first championship was cool, but there was a lot of craziness around that, so we I don't know, we didn't really get to enjoy it that much. I think the championship, after we had a few years of, so 2013 we didn't win a race. That was kind of crappy. and my dad started helping out a lot and sponsoring the team and owning the team basically after 2012. So we really made a lot of changes. We moved classes, and so I think the 2016 championship was probably a really memorable one for me to, after going through struggles of not winning and trying to stay competitive, to come back and win a championship a few years later was really memorable. And then last year we won the national. We won a national race when they came to Michigan. It was my first time ever competing in a national race, and we won. So that was a pretty big moment for us.
And what would be one of your biggest events? Like how many mowers are on the field at one time?
When I first started, they used to run 20 mowers in a feature race. I mean, it was just a small track.
It was like a quarter-mile track.
It was
or
probably smaller than that, yeah, for sure. It was. I mean, they stuffed them in. I mean, it was almost like my first year. It was almost like the leader would be coming to the start line to start the race, and the last place guy would be just coming out of turn one. Like he'd fill the whole track. It'd be crazy. And they've kind of limited it now, I think, more for insurance reasons and safety reasons.
Right. Yeah.
They usually don't put more than 10. It seems like on the track at a time now for each race, and kind of split them up a little bit. But there's a lot more classes too now. When my first year, there was no classes. It was all one class. It was all you brought what you got, and that was what you had. It was a set of rules. Now they've separated into classes, and they have like our class is the I-1 class now. We used to race in GPT. They have a GP class. Like the GPT is a twin engines, and they have all the way up to FXT, which runs right to the ground. And they almost look like go-karts.
It's no longer a lawnmower.
Yeah, some of those go over 80 miles an hour in a straight shot. Some of those guys. So it's so that's different.
Nice. Well, we can get some up close shots of this mower, maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Maybe we can start it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's charged up enough, but we can try it out.
Yeah.
Want to do that right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Start this up.
We'll be right back after these messages.